Because it's hard to just sleep when you're tired, because people are tired most of the time.
Gosh, I love you so much.
Oh, thanks.
Can I give you a hug?
No, thanks.
Please?
No, thanks.
A little one.
Yeah, no, thanks.
Oh.
That was a nice moment.
I don't know who that was.
Yeah, it was Kesha.
Okay. Well, I wish you the best.
It never gets old. Welcome back to another video, ladies and gents. Today I'm following up on something I said in a previous video, which apparently turned out to be controversial. I made a video recently titled Joe Rogan versus Jerry Seinfeld, and I made a comment in passing that Jerry's show, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, is cringe. And a lot of you didn't like that. So today I'm going to explain why I think Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee is cringe.
Lasted how long?
9 years, 180 episodes.
You gave it up, right?
I did, sir.
They didn't cancel you. You canceled them.
You're not aware of this?
No, I'm asking you.
You think I got canceled? Are you under the impression that I got canceled?
Have I hurt you, Jerry?
I thought that was pretty well documented.
Don't
Is
most shows
this
go
still
down?
CNN?
Don't most shows go down a little?
Most people do also. I went off the air. I was the #1 show on television, Larry. Do you know who I am?
You know, the thing is, we all know that Jerry Seinfeld is an arrogant prick. He clearly thinks he's a big deal and that his TV show Seinfeld was pretty cool. And to be honest, so do I. And that's what makes this whole thing so confusing. I actually don't mind Jerry's arrogance. I think it kind of suits him. And there's a very specific reason why. You see, Seinfeld isn't a grifter. Think about it. He's never actually asked us for anything. He's old school. Remember those guys who actually worked hard at creating good, watchable content and didn't ask us for money? Jerry belongs to that class of entertainer. He let his material speak for itself. Nowadays, we have an endless list of comedians and entertainers with podcasts who remind us every week how amazing they are and why they're so special.
But can I just say this podcast, Protect Our Parks, has some of the biggest specials around. Mine was huge last year. Shane's is going to be huge. Mark Norman's top 10 for 2 weeks on Netflix. We're just waiting for one more member.
Oh, you fucking hack.
When's this coming?
Where is it? I don't know. I haven't even thought about it.
What? Come on.
You got an
hour.
Because they've just been writing new material and fucking around.
All right.
It's probably a good move. I'm so busy right now. I just like, right now, I like doing whatever the fuck I feel like doing.
But Seinfeld's from a different generation. So I actually found a good test for you guys to see if you think he's just some arrogant prick, or if, like myself, you think it suits him and doesn't bother you so much. I'll play that for you at the end of this video, and you can let me know in the comments what you think. For now, I want to focus on Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. Just quickly though, a big shout out to my ground level crew. I'm only able to bring all of you this content on the back of the support from my early subscribers. I fucking love you guys for letting me do what I enjoy, and I know not everybody can say that. So if you want to get on board and join the rebellion against Podcast Cringe, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on any of my uploads. Okay, so back in 2014, 2 years after the first season of Comedians in Cars was released, Jerry did an interview with David Letterman, and they went into detail about the concept of the show, how they make it, and Jerry even brought a couple of clips to show how much actually goes into making the show watchable. So if you don't have a background in media production, this is actually really interesting just to see how much editing and Hollywood magic goes into making these shows.
Like when we did our show, or I did your show, how much video did we shoot?
We did quite a while. We may have done almost 3.5 hours.
Is that typical?
Yeah, that's typical. It seems to work. It's really weird. It seems to give me just enough. And I brought a thing, if I may, to show what, like the actual moment feels like and what we make it into.
So this is raw material?
Yeah, just completely raw, like 60 seconds. I think the first one is me and Bob Einstein, what really happened. Because none of this is in the rhythm and the pace and the feeling.
Right.
So I wanted to show you a little bit about what we're making out of the raw material. So I brought the raw material and the finished product.
Okay, and by the way, Bob Einstein, to my tastes, a tremendous choice for this. Maybe on the esoteric side, but nonetheless, here's a guy is just one of those guys.
Well, a lot going on.
Yeah,
a lot going on.
Okay, let's. Where do we take a look at it here?
Yeah, can we roll that?
Were they the first couple to what?
Magnificent.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
The first couple.
Well, who feels like an idiot right now? I'll tell you who.
Yeah.
Not me.
You don't feel like an idiot?
You do.
Why?
Because look at the crap you got, and look at the authentic.
Apparently, I'm at my restaurant.
It's not restaurant, it's restaurant.
So,
George Shapiro would be so proud of me.
So.
Oh my God. That is fantastic. Please don't take your teeth out again. Watch them in the coffee and then put them back in. Please don't do that.
And I did it all for this, and all for this game, this whatever it is. I had my teeth taken out.
Just for the gag.
Finish anything for a laugh. So.
Oh, that is so good.
You won on this one. Yeah, you win. How good is that?
Please take half.
No. No.
If it's the last thing you do, we can be like Larry David.
No, I'm going to just try this. Okay, so.
If I try that, will you take this?
No.
So that was 2 minutes of unedited footage from Jerry's episode with Bob Einstein. Now let's see the final product.
Magnificent.
Enjoy.
Oh my God. That is fantastic. Please don't take your teeth out again. That is so good.
You won on this one. How good is that?
Please take half.
No.
It's the last thing you do. If I try that, will you take this?
No. All right, what do you want, a bite?
Give me that half.
You gonna take the whole half?
I'm just gonna take a bite and I'll give it
No,
back
I'll
to you.
cut it up and give
You're
it to you.
putting your hands all over everything.
You're
It's
goddamn
disgusting.
right I am. Well, you were gonna put your hands on my sandwich. Here. Touch my fork.
Now you're touching it again.
I'm very clean.
We're having a horrible day. People are funny here, aren't they?
Oh yeah, and here is where you get the blowing of the nose after the meal. A complete head clear. It's usually this. Bing, wow, 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 and then it's this. Yiggy, yiggy, yiggy.
So you can see just how much goes into it. They use multiple camera angles and they edit 20 or 30 minutes into a 60-second clip full of fast cuts to mask the time that's passed. And hey, there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you're into, no worries. It was a very successful show with millions of fans around the world. But it's funny. After Jerry played that first section, David Letterman low-key roasts him before moving on to the next clip with Sarah Silverman.
I have one more if you want to see it.
Yeah, do you mind if I comment on that one first? Okay. If that were me, the first one that we saw, the raw footage, at some point I would have done this. I would have wiped my mouth, and I would have said, Bob, excuse me for a second, and I would have walked over to someone with the show, and I would have said, this is not working.
Right. Right.
How do you know to hang in and keep going?
I didn't. When I did the first 10 shows, which is why I didn't invite you, by the way, because I didn't know or think that it would work. I was really a pure, just kind of a home garage experiment. It was a pure experiment.
And now that people have seen the show, your guests, do they know more about what is expected of them?
Yeah. Yeah, that makes them nervous
Mm-hmm.
because you watch the edited and you think, well, gee, I can't be that funny.
That's
But of
right.
course, nobody can.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's when you compress it and put music and the little tricks that
All
we
right,
do.
what's the next
The
one? we're
next
gonna
one
do?
is me and Sarah Silverman in a donut shop.
Sarah Silverman and Donut Shop.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is not hard to look.
No,
at the
not at all.
show. This is about like I watch at home.
Oh my God.
I would love, if you wouldn't mind, for you to give me a little opinion of different donuts. What you like and don't like and why.
I love it all, but I love this kind of, that kind of
That
thing.
little thing?
Oh, that little thing is so fried, right?
It is?
What is it? This is kind of like an elephant ear, like a piece of an elephant. Ofanson? Ofanson?
Mm-hmm. Sure, I knew that.
So good. But it's kind of like an elephant ear, but just a little piece.
And here is the fully edited clip from the Sarah Silverman episode.
They got some madness going on here, don't they?
Yeah.
What's the light colored
Oh.
chocolate? And look, and there's another one back there.
With a black coffee, and that is probably amazing.
And what are these?
I don't even
Don't
get me
even.
started.
Let's not
It
even.
doesn't look like
Come on. We
anything
don't-
on my body that's facing the ground.
What about these fellas here? Honestly, my favorite thing here would be this.
Arugula.
Sarah, what about this thing? Looks like a spice cake or something. We want to get some scratch-off lottery ticket. We want the $5.
Oh!
I don't know. I don't understand. If I get 2 words or 3 words, I get money. 7 words.
My brain is already shut down.
You don't say. Now listen, here's a fun little exercise for all you nerds out there. We know that these episodes have around 3 hours of raw footage to use, so to get it down to a 12 to 20 minute episode, how long do you think it takes to edit each episode? Make a quick guess, because here's the answer.
The editing process takes how long per show, an average?
Few weeks.
And do you have in your mind as you're shooting a script that forms?
No, it forms as you're watching it.
Okay, so it takes a few weeks to edit one of these episodes from basically the length of a JRE podcast down to a 15-minute show. Again, there's nothing actually wrong with that. Some of the episodes were pretty good. And think about it, that's how almost every movie is made, right? Well, not quite. Movies are scripted, everything is prepared before they turn the lights, mics, and cameras on. Comedians in Cars is basically a moving podcast episode that's so fucking boring they have to edit it down to almost 5% of the original length. It's fake, it's not real, they're not real conversations. They'll edit in all the good one-liners and use a reaction from a few minutes later to make it flow. They'll throw some music in and pretend like these guys are constantly just dropping sick jokes and observations because they're hotshot comedians. That's basically why I think it's so cringe. But like I said, Jerry's old school. He's a control freak. He became a household name through his sitcom in the 90s, which was much of the same, except that show had a cringe as fuck laughing track, so everyone knew when to laugh. I bet most stand-up comedians would love to have a laughing track follow them around everywhere. Even Jerry's style of stand-up was super tight and moved quickly. He didn't do those long setups and stories that we've grown to love from comedians like Dave Chappelle, for example. Not that there's anything wrong with that. So hey, if that's what you're into, good luck to you. I prefer the authenticity of an unedited, natural conversation where you're not constantly being told how to think and how to feel. We live in a highly produced and fake society these days with the dominance of social media and cringy reality TV shows, and they follow much of the same formula as comedians in Cars. It's the same shit. Now, remember I told you I'd play you that clip of Jerry to see if you think he's an arrogant asshole or if you, like me, think his arrogance suits him and doesn't bother you. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys in the...